everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Like I said, I want to start doing daily market reviews, and that's exactly what I'm doing, alright? So, we're going to go over everything from today's market profile, and it's very similar to what we talked about yesterday, trading a trending market profile. It's very simple, and there's very key principles that you need, and it translates to every single trend day, trending during London, trending during Asia, trending during New York, multiple day trend days, anything you can think of, any kind of trending market. This is how it's going to move. This is how you can make money trading it. So, let's get right into it. So, first thing I had delineated here at market open, all three of my draws on liquidity, I send these live. Okay. All three draws on liquidities were hit. Okay. Previous day low, extra sell side, and extra sell side. Okay. Now, how did I come to the conclusion of this bias? Well, I'll show you really quick. So you can see here we had the previous day was an extreme range sell-off, right? So looking at the daily chart, we closed right here and then immediately opened up here. Logically speaking, it wouldn't make sense for price to go for previous day high, meaning it's more logical for price to trade to previous day low. It is closer and easy to liquidate. We also have easy, simple liquidity resting here. Sorry, here was the actual target. I must have moved it. So 3 draws on liquidity. This one it did not quite hit, which is perfectly fine. But that was my bias kind of going into the day, and I used this gap here. I wanted to see price start running through it, and that would kind of be my confirmation. After this manipulation higher, I know we created equal highs, but you have to train yourself to know when to ignore things. Once we got this change in state of delivery here, the closure below the final up close candle, that was my confirmation that we were bearish, and now I just wanted to see a confirmed open, high, and then trade below the previous candle's low. Okay. Now, going into the intraday price action, I want to show you the 3 trades that the strategy I teach offered today. If you want to learn, I have the full boot camp in my Discord if you want to join below. Feel free to do that. I also trade live every day. You can take my trades. You can take some of my trades. Not all of them, because sometimes I'm not on live stream, but majority of my trades, if you want to do that, you can hop in there. If you want to get all my analysis, learn my entire strategy. That is all in there for anyone who wants to do that. But looking at here, these were the 3 trades that the strategy offered. Now, there's a few different systems inside of the strategy. There's a few different entry models inside of the strategy that I teach, or the system that I teach. Now, this first trade here was using this previous range. Okay, so you can see we trade higher and then we break lower. So what am I doing? I'm drawing out the high before we break lower, before we start retracing. Now I'm focusing on the previous up move that we broke below, and only focusing on the portion that's in a premium. So this green box here, that's where I'm looking for a short entry after we tap into this box. We break down lower, retrace higher, and that's where you get your short entry right here after this failure swing. Confirms the weakness, easy liquidity here, here, and here. Inversion fair value gap right here, clean displacing close, entry, stop at the swing, target there, and then you can hold a runner for 2RR, right? Which would be right here, okay? Trade number 1 that you should have taken if you've learned my strategy. Obviously, that's not all that goes into it. However, I'm not trying to have a 10-hour long video, okay? Now, the next trade here was the same principle. We had a run higher, and then we broke below it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out the run higher. Boom, this is the run higher that we then broke below, and I'm going to draw out from the high to the low before we start retracing. Okay, so boom, that's the high to the low before we start retracing. Low, and then we start retracing. I'm focusing on the area that's in a premium, and that lines up with the key level, the mitigation. So the mitigation block and the mitigation leg or mitigation range. We trade up into it, lines up with inefficiency, and we start rejecting. The entry here is a 5-minute gap inversion, right here. Okay, stop above the candle, and then targeting lower, and then the sell side level down here would be your external target there. If you're going break even at this low right here, and then you're looking to hold a runner. Now, again, you see these principles that I try and push into your brain. They work every single day, and they're the best. I promise you that you will not find a simpler and more easy strategy. Obviously, this isn't all that goes into it, but this is like what I'm willing to just give out for free, just for everyone to learn from. And it's truly the simplest way to trade. All right. And the final trade here was very similar. Okay, so you can see here we were trading higher, and then you can see here we shift market structure, right? Why is this the market structure shift? Well, this is the highest high we printed. So the market structure shift has to come from the left of this highest high, meaning I'm not looking at this low here. This really isn't a prominent low. This low is a very prominent low because it took out sell side liquidity and then it broke higher. So breaking below this low would confirm a bearish move, in my opinion. So that's kind of what I waited for there, to confirm some type of bearish move. And then I saw that we had an internal run on buy side liquidity right here, and we delivered from the previous range. Boom, right there. And then you can see we go into a premium, into the premium previous range, just like that. And we get an internal run on buy side liquidity. The entire Discord took this trade. Literally, I've made it so easy for everyone to learn the strategy in the bootcamp that it is so easy for people to see these things now, and I hope it's easy for you to see it as well. Okay. Now we get the run, we trade up into the key level, we trade up into the premium, we have low resistance liquidity below, we have the fair value gap, and this is a part of my mechanical strategy. I also teach a strategy that has zero bias, zero personal effect on trades. It's 100% mechanical, meaning you can just enter as the second you see it. There's no bias or draw liquidity or anything. So this was also a mechanical trade, but it also fit the discretional system. Okay, that was that there. Stop loss goes above the inversion. It's the stop loss can be a close below the inversion, or if you're willing to risk more, a close below this bearish fair value gap. Okay, and then you can hold for whatever RR you want, right? My stop was above a close back above the inversion, looking to target 2RR. Okay. Very simple stuff today, man. And it's the same as yesterday. The same principles I taught you yesterday in the market review in this market dynamics series is the same thing that worked today. And it's the same thing that's going to work every day. Okay. And I want you guys, instead of adding things to your strategy, simply learn a simple strategy that you can backtest and repeat infinitely. Okay. Me personally, I have two main strategies. I have my discretional strategy where I use draw liquidity and bias, and I have my mechanical strategy where there's no draw liquidity, no bias, no personal skill. A toddler could do it because all it is waiting for two different things to happen, to step by step, this, then that, and then you enter no bias. That is for passing evaluations, so I don't have to stress about passing evaluations and things like that. And then the discretional system, which I kind of implement some of the things I talked about today with the mitigation leg and the mitigation block, right? So those are just a few things you can start to kind of tone your strategy around, because it's very simple and it works for hundreds of people every single day. All right. Now, if you guys have any questions or things you want me to go over in tomorrow's market review, let me know. But other than that, I hope you learned a thing or two, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.